live. Literally sliding into the captain's chair at the last second. It's Bitcoin Ben here for the What the Pluck is going on in cryptocurrencies today. Number one, like, subscribe, pass it on. Let your friends know what's going on in cryptos with the most upbeat, positive, and reality-based show in all of cryptos. It's Bitcoin Ben. My friends, the rest of the media, the world, is living in a self-created illusion. I'm watching Bloomberg this morning, and they're reporting on Russia. And you would think that Russia was just getting their asses handed to them if you only watched Bloomberg or CNN or one of the other channels. When in reality, Russia's just checking off the list. Russia is kicking the living shit. You go outside of America and you hear like accurate, real news from real sources. Russia is kicking the living shit out of Ukraine, also known as the Khazarian Mafia. And it is like watching, it's like watching the bad Saturday Night Lives of the 2000s. You're watching it and it's like a train wreck. It's just, they are full in their bowl. It is funny watching how all these shows are trying to pretend that the Fed isn't collapsing the global supply chain, isn't collapsing the global market, isn't destroying the rest of the world's global currencies, right? It is hilarious watching because they're literally creating words so they could pretend that the Fed's not doing what the Fed's doing. It's like the media is an abused wife. The Fed is slapping the shit out of them. And the media's like, no, he didn't mean it. He was drunk. I shouldn't have said that. And then we had the elderly gentleman who resides in something that looks like the White House. And he is so screwed. The pandemic's over. The pandemic's over. And then the media's like, oh, Jesus, Joe. He didn't mean that. Joe was joking. Joe was just being Joe. You know, Joe's just Joe. Joe, you realize that if you say the pandemic is over, you lose a lot of the emergency powers from the Emergency Powers Act that you're supposedly governing under. You lose a bunch of funding. You lose a... He's an idiot. There's no way that this guy's going to run again. The Democrats can't afford for this guy to run again. He is literally a walking, talking screw-up reel. I mean, he said it on national television. The pandemic's over. Joe, I don't know if they explained it to you or not, but the President of the United States making a declaration on national public television is the equivalent of a written notification from the president. It's all considered public announcements under the law. Joe, wake up, buddy. Wake up. It's almost sad. And then he doubles down. Excuse me, coffee time. Then he doubles down if China goes into Taiwan, America will militarily defend Taiwan. Really, Joe? Once again, the President of the United States making a public statement is the equivalent of a written statement, a signed written statement. It's the equivalent legally, idiot. His public relations team must wake up in the morning and go, what is going to happen today? what is going to happen today. Because now China's looking at that. It's a green light for China. If China invades, they're going to look at Joe and go, "Your move, Joe." Because if he did send troops, you know how quickly there's like 3 or 4 treaties with China that he just broke. See, China has no treaty with America that says they won't invade Taiwan. Nope. But America has treaties with China saying that they will abide by the one China rule. Joe, wake up, brother. Wake up. Then we have Bloomberg, Bitcoin under 19,000 again. They are scared shitless. Look at the chart. Now, mind you, every single one of these places, after they report the price on Bitcoin, notice their sources. They say, according to Bloomberg's analysis, according to Bloomberg's recognized price discovery platforms, you go outside of America, you go outside the dollar, and Bitcoin is kicking every other currency's ass and holding at about $20,000 consistently against the dollar. The dollar's inflating away while the Bitcoin is staying solid. They don't want you to realize that. They don't want. Michael Saylor announced today they just bought more Bitcoin, lowered their dollar cost per Bitcoin. Michael Saylor is dollar cost averaging. He bought like 300 and something Bitcoin. Now, mind you, he wanted to buy more. You know how hard it is to get 309 Bitcoin right now from one source? Hard. It's not easy. It's not like you run down to Walgreens and go, give me 309 Bitcoin. Got you right here. Now, they're having to source these Bitcoin. They're having to find them. Now, you may be able to go on Coinbase and get like $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, maybe 10 grand, maybe 100 grand worth of Bitcoin on one buy from one source. But you ain't getting millions of dollars in Bitcoin from one source. from one seller. Not new, 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 new. Ask the over-the-counters. Not happening, folks. We have a world that is living in an illusion. If you've paid attention, if you've really paid attention, you know exactly what's going on. If you watched X-22 report last night, you know exactly what's going on. If you saw my rant yesterday on Patreon, which I will be doing another Patreon show today, make sure, if you're not a Patreon member of mine, you're missing out. Because if you want to know what's really going on in the world, you need to check out my Patreon. Scroll down and just start watching videos. It'll all come together real quick. Oh, thank you. Great rant, by the way. Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Cryptos are kicking ass everywhere. You read the mainstream media of cryptos. You read CoinDesk. You read Cointelegraph. You would think that cryptos were in the garbage, that it was a passing fad. Well, hell, we had a good run, folks. But those of us in the industry, those of us on the front lines, crypto winter is a joke. Now, prices, right? Prices may have dropped, but if you know anything about the infrastructure of Polygon, Polkadot, the DEBIT project, if you know what's going on behind the scenes, if you understand the global infrastructure that's being put in place right now, why we at the Founders Group, the investment group that I'm a member of, if you understand why we launched an office in El Salvador, then you get it. You absolutely get it. If you understand why we're having our event in Miami, September 30th, October 1st, and 2nd. Check the link on here. If you understand all that and you don't listen to the mainstream media, because let's remember who owns CoinDesk, who owns Cointelegraph. It's the same groups that own CNN. It's the same groups that own Bloomberg. They have an agenda. See, what people on Bloomberg won't tell you is they're reporting negatively on cryptos because they finally figured out that cryptos are their replacement. That cryptos are replacing their system. And they are in a frantic attack on Bitcoin to try and scare everyone out. See, Bloomberg, do you know where Bloomberg makes its money? Bloomberg makes its money partnering with these financial institutions to bring their experts on Bloomberg and talk about their opinions and all that. By the way, I'm from such and such fund. I'm from such and such company. I'm from such and such bank. We're all part of the old financial system. Bitcoin and crypto suck. That's like the air balloon looking at a 747 and going, those airplanes suck. Travel in an air balloon, we're the best. Or the Bloomberg and the old financial system, the NASDAQ, the New York City Stock Exchange, they're the horse and buggy. And cryptos are Ferraris. And the horse and buggy is like, oh, you don't want to invest in those Ferraris. We've got reliable shit here. Yep. Don't look behind us because all we're doing is dropping a bunch of shit. Those Ferraris? No, too dangerous. You can't trust them Ferraris and them Maseratis and all that newfangled technology. Bloomberg and CNN Money or whatever channel, CNBC, whichever's a financial one, they're basically the mountain folk looking at I don't want to insult mountain folk. A lot of my family are actually mountain folk. I'm trying to find a good analogy. And what they're trying to do, what Bloomberg is trying to do is say ETFs are just as good as crypto. Just as good as cryptos, ETFs. Yep, they move fast. Okay, well, what's the limited supply on the corn ETF? Well, there's not really a limited supply. Oh, there's not. Oh, so you can manipulate the price of a corn ETF. Well, yeah, right, right. So you can lie to your customers and say that that they own corn. But what they really own is a derivative, a non-deliverable derivative. Well, yeah, I mean, that's basically what it is. So it's not even a piece of paper anymore. No. It's an email. Oh, so you're trading emails as ETFs. Seems legit. The rest of the world is living in such a fantasy of value. A fantasy. I mean, absolute fantasy that doesn't exist anywhere. You can do this. Get on Google, DuckDuckGo, whatever you watch, or whatever you search with, and you type in exactly how many Bitcoin exists right now, exactly how many Litecoin exist right now. You'll get an up-to-date exact number. Now type in how many ounces of gold are there in existence above ground right now. Well, it's approximately how many ounces of silver? It's approximately how many corn futures exist right now? Well, it's approximately you cannot have an accurate price without an accurate supply number. It's impossible. All right, here's a comparison. Let's say someone's got a Mickey Mantle rookie card, and it's encased in glass, and it's signed. And the salesman goes, "We only got one of these left." and you get all excited. And you're like, oh, Jesus, I've always wanted one of these. I've always wanted a Mickey Mantle signed rookie card. And the salesman goes, I'll sell it to you for $100,000. $100,000. That's it. 100. Oh my God! Let me get my checkbook. And you write him a check for $100,000, and he gives it to you. Oh, I've got my Mickey Mantle rookie card signed. And after all that, the one question that you didn't ask, is it real? Then you go, oh, by the way, can I have the authentication documents for this? Sure. There you go. And on the authentication documents, it says replica. And you go, wait. So this ain't real. Well, no, you never asked if it was real. You never asked if I was delivering the authentic, perceived product. Well, I just assumed. Well, assume all you want, my friend. Because when you own a corn futures or any futures, guess what you don't get? Unless it specifically says deliverable in the contract of the underlying asset. See, there are Bitcoin ETF funds, but they're futures. So you can't say, I own futures. I want my Bitcoin. They're going to laugh at you and go, yeah, we don't have any Bitcoin. Huh? Oh, no, we just track the price of Bitcoin. Huh? Yeah, what happens is one of our clients tells us that they want to buy an ETF of 100 Bitcoin. What we do is we take their money and then write down on a little piece of paper or digital. Here you go. Here's a futures contract for the value of 100 Bitcoin right now. Oh, okay. And then when you want to sell it, you let us know. Then when they sell it, guess what? They just give you back the money. This is what makes futures the preferred scam of Wall Street. See, futures is how the financial system works. It's how they never let the little guys get rich because they never limit the supply of anything. You know how many derivative contracts there are on Apple shares? You know how many derivative contracts there are on Google shares? Trillions, trillions of dollars that have no real world value. They just track the price of the asset without entering into the supply and demand side of the asset. So all that want of Apple shares doesn't affect the price of Apple shares. See, the want, the demand on the Apple shares should be reflected in the price of the Apple shares. But the futures market allows that demand to not touch the supply of shares of Apple. So there's no price appreciation on the actual share. If there was, Apple would go up forever, just like Bitcoin. See, the Bitcoin has a limited supply. The futures market is only there to crash the perceived price, the pretend price that Bloomberg refers to. As I told you earlier, you know how hard it is getting 300 Bitcoin? Not easy. You know how easy it is getting 300 Bitcoin futures? Extremely easy. Because you're not getting Bitcoin. You're getting a derivative. You're getting a physical or digital IOU for a value of an asset that you're not participating in the supply or the demand of the asset. So if you buy a futures of Bitcoin expecting the price to go up, you're an idiot. That's like going to Walmart and purchasing your favorite frozen pizzas and then walking out with a receipt for the frozen pizzas, but no frozen pizzas, just a receipt. Boy, I can't wait to get home and cook up these receipts. They're gonna be delicious. That's what you're doing when you are buying Bitcoin futures. You're not getting Bitcoin. And if you call up your derivatives or futures person, and you say, hey, I heard this thing, not your keys, not your coins. Could you shoot me over my coins? They're going to giggle. They're going to laugh. And they're going to go, boy, we ain't got no Bitcoin here. It's exactly like the Fed. If you call up the Fed and go, I want to trade in my dollars, they'll go, what for? I don't know, some gold. And they'll laugh and just, they'll laugh so hard. And they'll go, the only thing we can trade dollars for is dollars. You want some new ones? We could print you up some new 20s. Are those old 20s? Are they wearing down? Because we can trade you some new ones for them. Oh, hell yeah, all day long. But you can't get any tangibles from the Federal Reserve. That ship sailed a whole long ago. See, the secret is that right now it's hard to get a lot of Bitcoin. It's very hard. But it's why all of these we remember how all of these like exchanges were getting bought up, how all of these companies were like buying up crypto exchanges because they want to be able to manipulate the spot price. Problem is, you cannot manipulate a decentralized blockchain. So while they can pretend all they want, the true supply, and that's why good luck getting 100 Bitcoin. Good luck getting 20 Bitcoin from one source. If you find on a sell wall someone looking to sell 30 Bitcoin, do an offering on that and watch how quickly they withdraw the 30. They're not selling it. They're just offering it for sale. So it shows up on the sell wall and manipulates the price. But they won't sell it. Absolutely not. They ain't gonna sell their Bitcoins. Now, let's hear a word from our sponsor. Our sponsor, once again, CALIX Solutions. And we're going to play a little bit of a different one. This is myself. Non-scripted, as you can tell, doing a commercial for CALIX Solutions. Hold, please. Hey, everybody. This is BitcoinBen. Before we get going with the show, I just want to let you guys know that CALIX Solutions, my company and my partner Patrick's, we're here for you to produce your laptop. Your laptop is customly made for you. It's only for cryptos, not for anything else. We produce it, we ship it to you, we walk you through with an hour Zoom call afterwards, and if you're interested, we have how-to videos on our website. Give Patrick a call now, 702-845-8277. Did you see the professionalism of that good-looking guy? You know, I should do voiceover work for like Walt Disney. I wouldn't work for Walt Disney if they paid me $1 million. Wouldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Have you seen the late that they're remaking The Little Mermaid? Can we not remake all these damn movies? Can we not come up with something original? Why do you have to? Oh, yeah, thank you. If you are interested in a CALIX laptop, give Patrick a call. Oh, that reminds me. Psh, I'm so bad at this. Patrick and I are now offering one-on-one consultation calls. So if you look under the video, there's a link where you can schedule a half hour with me or a half hour with Patrick if you need help with cryptos or questions on like what's going on, what the hell, man, or if you just want to talk. Hey, I'm cheaper than a therapist, and I if you're feeling depressed, click the link under here. Schedule a half hour Zoom call with me or Patrick. I'm more cheerful than Patrick. Patrick is pretty well cut and dry. Patrick will help you with anything technological or anything like that. But I could be the shoulder you cry on. I got big shoulders. I'm just saying. But no, that was a requested service. That was like the number one request was, can CALIX Solutions offer not just corporate consulting, but more individual consulting. So we actually, I think we're each offering like 6 hours a week or something like that for our, it's strictly for personal consulting. Well, I guess if you have like a project or something, I guess you could hire us for a half hour or an hour. Yeah. So links under there if you get sad. Yes, someone said you actually have 6 hours. Yeah, that's over the whole week. I literally had to figure out what days I had 1 hour, 2 hours available. Then I had to block it. Well, I didn't have to. Our assistant had like block it out on calendars and stuff. So, well, all right, now let's see. There we go. All right, I'm going to jump off here and I'm going straight to Patreon. Now, when I say straight to Patreon, y'all got time. Give me about 10, 15 minutes. I'll be over on Patreon and we'll keep the show going. Everybody, click the link under here and join the Patreon channel. Like I said, I'll be there in about 15 minutes. And we will be able to talk about the other stuff going on. Never mind. You know what I mean. Let's just say 17. Boy, there's going to be a lot of people in the future who are going to feel real stupid because all these people that are like, you're such a conspiracy theorist. And as this all rolls out, and people are like, oh shit, it was true. Get it. So, all right, yes, please hit the likes and subscribe, and I will see you guys on Patreon in about 10 minutes. Click the link. Love you guys.